The entire final chapter of Parasha Behalotecha, which is what we read this week in the diaspora, is dedicated to the famous story of the prophetess Miriam speaking Lashon Hara, maligning her brother Moshe. Apparently she's very upset with the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu has separated from his wife Tzipporah. And she has a discussion and she talks about it to her brother Aaron. Hashem is very upset with Miriam. He rebukes her and she's told she needs to leave the camp for 7 days. She is punished severely. Now this story is so famous that it's one of the Shesh Zechirot. We have 6 remembrances that we have to say every single day after our service. And one of them is Zachor et asher asa Hashem Elokechem leMiriam b'derech b'tzatchem mitzrayim. Remember what happened to Miriam when we left Egypt. Which obviously leaves us wondering why. Okay, she spoke Lashon Hara. But is that something that we need to remember every single day? Is this something that we need to repeat so frequently? Why is it so significant? And the question is even stronger, because our rabbis explain that this is not the first time that Miriam is intervening in somebody's marriage. The first time happened many, many years prior, where Miriam's parents, Amram and Yocheved, separated. And Miriam intervened, she spoke to her parents about it, and they remarried. And actually Moshe was born from that remarriage, from that union. And then she's actually praised for doing so. And therefore the question is, if that's the case, then why is she criticized so strongly? It's not the first time, it's the second time. The first time everything's good and now something's so wrong. And yet you see the differences in the detail. The first time when her parents separated, who did she speak about it to? She spoke to her parents. She addressed them. She went up to them and said, I have an issue, something I want to talk to you about. She confronted them. She spoke to them. Whereas in this case, in this week's parasha, she doesn't speak to Moshe. She goes and speaks to somebody else. She didn't have the courage to turn to Moshe himself and say, why is this happening? Had she done so, Moshe would have explained that he was a very unique person. God had told him to do so. It was a direct instruction from one individual, unique person in this world, him and nobody else. And then she would have understood and things would have been okay. But instead of speaking to Moshe, she spoke to her brother, she spoke to others around it and caused a scene. And therefore that's why we need to remember this every single day. All of us have issues, we have problems with people around us. We're social creatures, social human beings. The message over here is, if there's an issue, muster the courage, speak to the person himself. Don't speak to the people around. Don't make a scene. You need to have the wherewithal, the strength to look the person in the eye. It doesn't matter who he is. It can be a Moshe Rabbeinu, it can be the highest person. But you need to speak to them themselves. And that's the way to sort things out, not by speaking to others. So hard, but so important. Wishing you Shabbat Shalom.